So now that we have connected our database to our project, I'm going to start with the CRUD operations. So even though CRUD operations start with create, I'm going to be showing you how to list the data in the table and into our project, because that is usually very easy, and it also gives us a chance to test if we have successfully connected our database to this project. So first what we need to do is you need to come to the PHP MyAdmin and select the tasks table from our CRUD demo database that we created, and click on this SQL option, and you will see a query over here. Now we need to write a query over here. Okay, we're going to insert data into this table. So what I'm going to do is insert into task. Okay, and in brackets I'm going to give title and description. First value will be for the title, so I'm going to give learn PHP from scratch. I'm going to give a description. You can give whatever title and descriptions you want. I'm just giving an example. So next one you can also give one more. So this one will be okay. Okay, this is a query, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this go button. Okay, the reason why we got this error is because I accidentally put this backtick over here. Here we are supposed to put single quotes. Okay, that was a mistake. So I'm going to change it. Okay, now if I click on this go button, we can see that our query has been successfully inserted, and if you click the browse button, we can see the data in our DB. Okay, so next what we need to do is we need to show this data to the users in our project. So we come back to our project and go to the index.php file. Here we have written printed as simple hello world. So we come back and this is our hello world. So what we need to do is we need to modify this. Okay, first what we need to do is we need to make sure that we need to connect to our database first. So for that I'm going to write require once database.php. So this will make sure that our database.php our project connects to the database only once, and it will be stored in a variable called con, like connect in this variable, and otherwise it will show an error. So, okay, and create a variable called task, which is going to be an empty associated array. Okay, if you don't know what an associated array is, you can Google it, or I'll show you in this video. Okay, next what we need is another variable, and I'm going to call it SQL. This is going to be an SQL query that we're going to run to retrieve the task, all the data from the task table. So I'm going to write this query over here. So it will be a simple select star from tasks, and I need the latest task to come at the top. So order by created, and it should be in descending order. That's it. So the latest task will come at the top, and rest will be in the descending order. Okay, so next what we need to do is we need to run this query. So for that I'm going to create another variable called result. Okay, now result will be equal to the connection, the connection that we made in this database.php file of query, and I'm going to pass this SQL to this query. Okay, sorry, we need to put $8 in. That's it. Okay, so for some reason if the database gives an error, we won't be able to show that error to the user, so we need to handle that using the try catch. Okay, try. Now if the result is like empty or false, so if result equal to false, what we can do is we can throw a new exception, and this error will be due to execution of this query. So I'm going to write error executing query. Okay, and I'm going to show the user what error actually came. Okay, that's it. Now if this error didn't happen, what we can do is we can fetch the rows in this table as an associative array and store it in the task empty array. So for that I'm going to open a while loop and fetch the row. So for the row equal to the result. Okay, fetch assoc is a function that will return the data inside the database as an associative array. So what associative array is, I'm going to show you just now. Okay, so I'm going to take this row and store it inside this task array. So for that I'm going to do task empty array, and now each of the row in this table, in the task table, will be stored as an value inside this task. Okay, now what we can do is when the user throws this exception, we can catch the exception, and like we did in the previous video, we're going to store this in a session. Okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, for checking if we have successfully collected our data into this task array, I'm going to print this data to the view page. So for that, I'm going to write printer first. I'm going to echo the PRE type so that the data will be arranged in a neat formats, and copy this, paste it over here, and I'm going to call the die function. Okay, now if we come back and reload, we can see the associative array. This is what we mean by an associative array. Yeah, it will have a key value pair. A key will be something that we define. In this case, the key is what is in the table. So in this key is the columns in the table. So we have ID, title, description. That is exactly what we have in the table, and the data is coming to this front end successfully. So we are successfully connected to our DB. So next, what we need to do is we need to create a design a view page using Bootstrap and show this data to the user. So we can do that by coming back over here. We don't need this anymore. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to create a Bootstrap file. So for that, we need to come back over here and go to the Get Bootstrap website. Okay, and click on the Read the Docs button, scroll down, and we'll see this. So copy, come back and paste it over here. Okay, now if we go to this index and refresh, we can see that we have included Bootstrap in our project. Now what we need is a Bootstrap 5 table. If we scroll down over here, we can see this tables option inside the content group. So what we need is a simple looking BS5 table. So okay, you can just copy this and come back and get rid of this h1 tag and paste this table over here. Now if we come back to our project and refresh, you can see this table. So what we need to do is we need to change these contents. So first we don't need to show the ID or the primary key of the table to the user. So I'm going to first one will be the title, next will be the description, then we can show the created it, and we can also show the updated it also. Now what we need to do is we can get rid of this, and what we have to do is we need to for each through our task. We need to loop through our task array and print each data in this table. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a PHP tag and for each. Okay, for each. Okay, this what this does is we go through each iteration, each values inside the task array, and we're going to print it over here. So need to close this. Okay, mistake. Now what we need to do is the first one is going to be the and like a serial number. So first we need to do is we need to call this as key value pairs. So first I'm going to print the key over here. Okay, next what I'm going to do is need to print the title. Now if we copy this and paste it, next is the description, and next what we need to bring is the created at, and lastly the updated at. Now if we come back and hit refresh, now we can see that the data in the database is successfully shown to the user, and we can say that the read operation is completed. But before going to the create operation, there is some more improvements that we can do to our project structure to make it more professional. So to make a project more professional, we need to include the Bootstrap framework in every pages that we are going to create. Like this is the read page, and in the live project, if we go to the add new task page, we need to include Bootstrap in this create form also. And when we update here also, we need to include the Bootstrap 5 framework. So instead of including the CDN link in every single page, what we can do is we can put the head tag into a separate file and include it in each new file that we create. Like for example, we can create a new folder called includes. Okay, and inside this includes we can create two files. One is called header.php, the other we can call footer. Okay, now what we can do is we can move this upper half to the header.php file, and we can move this lower half to the footer.php file. Okay, now to include these files in our project, what we have to do is just come over here and include once dot slash includes folder slash header.php, and we need to copy this line, come to the bottom and include this footer over here. Okay, now if we come back to our project and refresh, you can see that nothing has changed, but this is a more professional way of handling our project. So first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to update our design to something similar looking like this. So for that, what we can do is we can increase the padding in the side first. For that, we can put this table inside a div with a Bootstrap 5 container class. Now if we come back over here, refresh, okay, include a navbar in our project, what we can do is we can go to getbootstrap.com, read the docs, and scroll down to the navbar section. To the navbar section, if you scroll down, we can see a basic navbar over here. Just copy this, come back, and we can paste this inside the header.php over here, because we want to show this navbar in every page that we create. Now if we come back and hit refresh, you can see a navbar over here. Now we can change the color to this color and include a title like this. For that, what we can do is we can get rid of this container. To change the color, come back to get Bootstrap, scroll down, and if you see this section, just copy this database theme color. Okay, now it's looking good. Now we can get rid of all the unwanted search bar and buttons from the navbar. We can change this navbar to CRUD basics, and get rid of this drop down and form elements and all this. Okay, if you come back and refresh, Okay, now it's looking neat. Now we can give some space and make this table look more attractive. Okay, for that we can come back to this section. Okay, now if we scroll down, okay, we can see this table strip class, which is what we need. So if we come back over here, go to our index.php file and paste it over here and come back and refresh. You can see that the table has a strip design, and the last thing that we need is a heading and a button over here, so that we can add by just code along with me. We add a div. Inside this div we can give an h3 tag. This h3 tag can have the heading CRUD basics. Okay, and another anchor tag. Instead of pointing to the create.php file, and I'm going to style it with btn primary, and I'm going to give a text called add tasks. Okay, now if we come back and hit refresh, we can see this add tasks button over here. Okay, to move this to the right side, what we can do is can give a class to this div, deflex line items center, and justify content between. So these three classes will make sure that the heading and this button are separated like this. Okay, now what we need to do is give some padding between this table and this navbar. So for that, what we can do is give a py3 padding in the y-axis of the, yeah, now it looks good, just like almost like our original design. Okay, now what we can do lastly is that we can add an actions tab with the edit and delete buttons in it. Okay, can come back over here, and we can get rid of this updated option because it is not shown in the original design. Okay, I'm going to replace this with a button group. So come back to the get bootstrap site and search for button group. Okay, and yeah, so we're looking for something like this. So copy this and paste it over here. Okay, now if we come back and refresh, we can see these three buttons. So we can get rid of the middle one and add some styling. For first one will be the edit button, the next one will be the delete button, and the edit button can be primary. The delete button, I'm going to give the style of danger to give a red color. So if we refresh, you can see something like this. And lastly, what we can do is we can make the button smaller by adding this class called btnsm. So if I hit refresh, the button is smaller. Okay, now lastly what we can do is we can add these icons that we see over here. Okay, for the icon, what we can do is we can use an icon pack called font awesome. To include the CDN of font awesome, just go to a new tab and search for font awesome CDN. and just copy the first one. Close it, and you come back to the header.php file and just paste it over here. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to go to the Font Awesome documentation and search icons, and what we need is a plus icon. So first we're going to search for plus. Okay, just copy this, pick a copy and go to the index.php file and paste it over here. Now if you come back and hit refresh, you can see this plus icon that has been successfully included here. Now we need an icon for edit and delete. For edit we need a pencil icon, and for delete we need a trash can icon. So for that I'm going to come back to Font Awesome website, close it and search for edit. Okay, I'm going to copy this, come back over here and paste it over here. Lastly, what we need is the icon for delete. So just search for delete and we get this trash icon. Copy it and paste it over here, and if you come back over here and click refresh, you can see our project looks something similar to the final project. Okay, so now that we have completed this basic setup, we can move on to the create section.